All right. We are here in the combined Heliostrato colony, I think is the name. We've had some character dramas happen. I missed last week, unfortunately, which means that I might be a little rusty, so please forgive me. This music is distressingly chill and soothing, given... Okay, so we are a full season away from Glow. I knew that Glow was approaching, but I was trying to remember how far away we were. Actually, what happened is I was talking to my roommate about this game because she is very patient and tolerates the updates. To be fair, I spent several weeks being like, I'm pretty sure my colony is gonna starve to death. And then I was like, you won't believe what happened. People starved to death and then we got attacked by an eldritch horror. And she was like, wait, hold up, what? So I think she's like, this is like, there's things that it's like, you know, like there's the stories that you can tell your parents what you're playing. It's like when I was playing Hades, I could summarize that game to my mom because my mom knows Greek myths. So I could be like, you know, the Greek god Hades. Well, he has this secret son who's down in the underworld with him. And, you know, he's Persephone's kid, but she's up on the surface. So he has to escape his dad's kingdom so he can get to his mom. And my mom's like, I have a frame of reference to understand this. And so then I would be like, I'm still playing the game about Hades' son trying to find his mom. And she'd be like, have you found his mom yet? And I would be like, no. So like there's like the stories that you can tell people because you have context for that, or things that are simple enough to be engaging, and that sort of thing. But Exocolonist also has larger than life things happening if you don't talk about all of the nitty-gritty details about things, but like it has these like larger than life like things, very dramatic things that happen. And you know, we're a space colony struggling to survive that anyone who follows science fiction is familiar with. And then I'm like, oh no, we're starving, our colony is failing, oh no, another spaceship landed and they saved us, but also like they're taking over, so maybe we're gonna have a rebellion. So her question was, are you gonna have the rebellion this stream? I was like, we'll see. So it's like these pieces which both get at and don't get at what makes Exocolonist so great, you know? Like it's more than that, it is. But it's like, you know, when you're telling somebody, or rather in my case, when somebody is telling you about their adventures in NetHack or Dwarf Fortress, and you're just like, wait, what happened? And like, you don't have to know about the nitty gritty details, but you get really excited. Like my favorite NetHack story that I was told by a friend who had played it was he had been wielding a cockatrice's head as a weapon and wearing a glove to hold it so that he was safe. But then he accidentally fell down a staircase and happened to drop his cockatrice head, or maybe it was a basilisk head, it was one of those, and it landed on him and he turned to stone and died. I'm just like, what? NetHack, what? And I love that. I love if you have NetHack stories, please feel free to tell me your NetHack stories, because like these delight me. And I feel like when you pare it down to the like highest level summary, I feel like Exocolonist, even though it's not like the random weirdness of like random RNG like that stuff, the way that NetHack is, it's actually sculpted by writers. It still has some of that which is really fun and cool. Mostly it was that one stream. They did such a good job getting you to lower your guard when mom died. And you're like, well, that's the tragedy of this stream. And they're like, that's what you think. Buckle up. Whew, yeah. Anyway, so we've been talking to people a bunch. We did one more talent show for old time's sake. Hi, Song and Storm. Oh, I'm glad you've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it too. Yes, Dad hasn't yet turned into a topiary as a sacrifice to the planet, and it seems like, I mean, don't worry, I still have my guard up. Just because we managed to keep him from dying that one time doesn't mean that he's completely in the clear. Like, it could be that it's like, it all builds up to that and that's your one chance, but I don't trust them. And by that, I mean, I do trust them. I do trust them to follow through with their threads and potentially have things going beyond what you necessarily expect. So who knows? Dad might still be at risk. So we will still proceed with caution about Dad. But he's doing all right so far. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's just really good stuff. But yeah, so what else? Quick summary stuff about where we are. What did we do last time? Last time I think we helped in the kitchen a couple of times. We did a bunch of, wait, hold on. Do I have I don't have like no, I do want that. Memories. I don't remember what else I had happening. Oh, I had some encounters. I hung out with Nomi and Nomi and Tangent, if I remember correctly. We did. Well, that's what it is. I had a return to education. That's it. We hugged Rex a few times. We returned to school and a sense of normalcy and are making multiple friends. We started downloading mod thingies to our Palm, our Hollow Palm. Tange is having problems because she replaced her Hollow Palm with an eye thing that her body is potentially rejecting her new implant. So we'll see what happens there. Also, Tangent had some concerning things to say that we're going in a eugenics direction, and we got to be like, that's eugenics. Unfortunately, Tangent was like, ew, gross, eugenics. No, why would you say that I'm doing that? This is not that. So at least she thinks eugenics is gross. Even if she was kind of suggesting selective breeding. But it is one of those morally complex scenarios where if you knew that allowing people to free-for-all might very well result in the death of your entire colony if people could reproduce at will. And the only way to guarantee that that wouldn't happen, and the odds were fairly high that that would happen, but you could prevent it by having essentially a breeding program. Like, in that circumstance, I mean, I assume that what you would do then is you would say, do you folks consent to us doing this? And as long as people consent to doing that, then you do it, but you don't force it on them. Like, if it's a matter of survival, what do you do there? You know, if you have a preventable problem, what do you do there? And I don't know, because, like, I'm not a big fan of eugenics, but she does have genuine, valid concerns. You know, if that makes sense? Like, Tangent is coming from a place of logic and reason and concern and not wanting her people to die. But the method of doing it, like, what would you do? Would you choose to, and I would say, you know, especially a colony that's already decided to risk dying for its ideals, like, why sacrifice your ideals now? You know, but I could understand how a colony that's already made some of the choices that the Vertumna colony and the Vertumna group have made, how they could make a decision that they are going to implement this breeding program. And I find that fascinating. Like, I think that that could be consistent if, depending on, like, how they justified it and how they felt. Do they vote? Do they consent into it? Like, whatever the deal is, I don't know. But that's really interesting. And that's the sort of fun thing, because you can explore that in fiction and nobody gets hurt by it. And we can think about it and we can feel uncomfortable with it. And kind of find the limits of our morals and more clearly define our values. And nobody gets hurt by it in the real world. So it's interesting stuff. That's one of the beauties of fiction, and especially science fiction. Really, historically, science fiction is really good about digging into that sort of thing. It's okay, Nick. I'm just chattering about how I'm talking about Tangent's eugenics project and how fascinating it is to explore things like that in fiction. Because, of course, none of us will ever be in the situation that these colonists are in, where one could say that perhaps such a program might have justification. Like, that's not going to happen in the real world. It simply isn't. Which I think is something that's really important to recognize when there is a piece of fiction, especially science fiction, but a piece of fiction that is trying to convince you that something is reasonable. And this is also just an argument that people make, but it is more apparent that it's a problem when people are making it as an argument versus when it appears in fiction. And it's a logical fallacy, and I don't remember what it's called. So if you know the name of it, please let me know. Where you're like, no, this thing that I'm saying is correct because in this very specific scenario that I have invented, the argument that I'm putting forth is necessary. And it's not, they don't acknowledge that this is like one very specific scenario that they have invented for the purpose of validating their already held beliefs. But it is a logical fallacy of some sort. And if any of you know what it is, because you definitely will see that on the internet as people argue, like, please let me know. I haven't, it's been a long time since I've studied logic, and I didn't really like in depth. So this is not, it's not my area. It's not my full territory. But it's a little more insidious in fiction because they can make an idea seem reasonable, necessary even because of the scenario that they've created. And there's a bunch of ways this can manifest. And I'm sorry, we're just starting off today with Lauren going off on a tangent about this, but it is what it is. One way, which I guess is kind of related to this, if not directly the same. Oh, well, thank you, Nick and Whooper for subscribing. Thank you very much. No, so this is similar to when somebody talks about how their fictional setting, like, can't have women or people of color or something in it. Because, like, women can't do this thing. And you're like, but you made up that fictional society. It is constructed from your brain, not from reality. It doesn't have to line up with something in reality. Or when Kojima was like, you're all gonna feel like jerks when you discover why that one character is like half naked all the time. And then, like, he's like come up with an in-universe justification for why she can't wear clothes. But then you're like, no, Kojima, honey, that came from your brain. You made that happen. You could have done anything else but make that the way it was. And that's what you chose. So it's not that people should feel bad because this character has this unavoidable problem that she's having to deal with, and that she can only deal with it by being half naked. It is actually that the creator of the game invented a reason for this character to have to be half naked. But he didn't have to do that. That's not actually not, you know, and then, yes, as opposed to when Yoko Taro is like, my female characters are half naked because I like it. And I'm like, at least you're honest, man. That's fine. Like, you can make a decision to be like, I want my characters to be half naked because I like it. Okay, that's fine. I don't actually object to characters being half naked per se. I have objections to other things around that, but not specifically to the half nakedness of characters. But frankly, Kojima's argument about, is that Quiet? Is that her name? The half naked photosynthesis girl, I think. His argument is bullshit. Like, that's just all there is to it. Like, I'm sorry, man. I respect that you are a creative person with a lot of imagination, but also you are full of shit about this, my fine fellow. Anyway, all that to say, if the Teenage Exocolonist people had wanted to be like, so eugenics is fine, they could have engineered a scenario in which eugenics was the only answer and been like, obviously sometimes eugenics is fine. That is clearly not what they're trying to do here, but that is a thing that writers will sometimes do, which is also disingenuous. And so that's part of, it's one of the many reasons to learn to have critical thinking about the media that you're engaging with. Not everything is there doing something nefarious, but sometimes things are doing something. Sometimes things are trying to manipulate you, and it is good to be aware of that. And sometimes it's like, wow, this thing is doing low blows to make me cry. Like they've pulled out the sad music and they're trying to make me cry about this, even though they haven't actually earned me caring about this character, but they presented it in an effective way. Sometimes they have done the work, but they really want to hammer it home, so they also do the manipulative music stuff, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But sometimes it is this more insidious stuff, because we are introduced to new ideas through fiction. And I think it is totally fine to read stories that are not putting forth an argument that you agree with or feel is morally correct. Just as it's more than good, more than fine. It's straight up good, I think, to read things that have characters who are like that, who are complicated. Oh, thank you, Nick. Thank you for giving people. Thank you. You have gifted a lot of subs in this channel. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. But like, I think you don't have to only engage in stories that are morally, like, not everything has to be a fable that you agree with. But I do think it is good to think about what the stories you're reading are, and what ideas are they putting into your head, and how do you feel about that? Sometimes you read a thing and you're like, I am in agreement with this. This lines up with my morals and my values, and it reinforces them. It's still good to recognize that, and sometimes to be like, I agree with this, but they're trying to manipulate me into agreeing with this, and I don't like that, because that can happen too. So I think it's really good to be aware of these things and think about these things. Again, I don't think the Exocolonist people are doing anything nefarious. I don't think they're just like presenting a really interesting scenario for you to think about, because it's science fiction and we can do that. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that an interesting thing to be brought up and for our characters to have to face and wrestle with and have different reactions to? But media literacy, critical thinking, very useful things. And if you have not been armed with those because the educational system where you live has let you down, there is no shame in that. But I would strongly encourage you to exercise those muscles and do what you can to learn and to think. And I will continue pointing things out too. I obviously have my personal biases as well, and that is going to shape things. And sometimes, like, for example, when I was playing Disco Elysium, sometimes people would point out those. It's not necessarily a thing to call someone out on, but it can be justified to point out, hey, do you realize that this is your personal bias? So don't, even when I'm talking, don't just take it as the word of God, because I promise you it's not. But do listen to what I say and weigh it against what else you've learned and what else you think. and test it and poke it, because anything that is worth believing will withstand some poking and prodding. I don't take things on faith. That is not generally how I operate. Anyway, back to Exocolonist. That feels like an appropriate thing to talk about, though, as a tangent on Exocolonist. How are you doing, folks? I think we have to figure out what we're going to do now. Did I have plans? No, I ended, so I didn't have to make a decision. That's right. I was like, I'm too tired to commit to a plan. But I think I've talked to everyone this time. That's right, so we can tutor children. We met a little kiddo. Because I do want my empathy to go up. I think that's going to be useful. Empathy and reasoning. Like, reasoning is good. Oh! And that might unlock whatever that ability is going to be. Yeah, I think that if I do that one more time, if I do one of these things, I will unlock whatever my next reasoning thing is. I did have more points in toughness before I got almost murdered by the Eldritch Horror. But I didn't load that save. I kept that. I retained that. I do want to be able to be... I want to be better at persuasion. Oh, man. So I'm thinking through dedication to neatness or management. It's not really my thing. I'm good at engineering and I'm good at reasoning. I'm very creative. So like all of that comes together to be like extraordinarily good at problem solving. But as we know, STEM needs to come with humanities. So I do want empathy. That is one that I feel I'm missing. Persuasion would be great, but I'm okay at persuasion. Oh, that's right. But the pollen cave was totally worth it. If I hadn't fully explored that pollen cave, I don't think I would have understood the risk of what was. I knew there was a risk with my dad, but I didn't quite know what it was. Somebody tried to skateboard into the lobby. They're just keeping your life excited. Okay, exciting. Okay, was it Tony Hawk? Tony Hawk, I feel, would be a more polite and thoughtful person than to skateboard into a lobby. I don't know. That's the vibes I get from him. It's just... Yeah, no, it is interesting that we haven't been able to upgrade empathy until recently, and I wonder how much of that is... So young children have to learn. Like, they have to learn. I can open this hype chest. Hold on. I don't know what that is, but you now enjoy the choo-choo emotes that I guess you all have. We have unlocked this. Congratulations. I don't even know what that is, but that exists. No, young children have to be taught empathy. And I think that that's something that probably develops further as you get older. So I wonder if there's something about the psychology of things that makes it so that empathy is something you pick up more once you're 15 and up in this story. I don't know. It's a thought. So I like tutoring the children, and then we'll get another... Oh, that's right. And then next time when it's not the dry season, I think I was going to go... Or was I going to go... Oh, not there. Here. Wait, no, there it is. Or this. These are the things that I was thinking about doing. Did I want to forage in the valley? Which is going to give me... I'm going to max out perception. Don't care about biology, but I could. He is not in the valley. Surveying the plains. Gives me perception animals and friendship with Dis. Foraging in the valley doesn't give me friendship with Dis, which I'm disappointed in. So foraging in the valley I think would give me more stuff because it's higher level. But have I not completed foraging in the valley? Is that why I haven't unlocked whatever the next thing is? Or maybe that's it. Maybe it's age blocked. I don't know. Well, we could go do that. 'Cause I think that was a thing I wanted to do. But maybe I'll unlock my next reasoning thing and see what perk that gives me. and get a little bit more empathy. A lot of kudos. Less stress. We could do that. Yeah, we could do that. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, because I get a bonus to social. Kudos doubled for... Okay, we might as well do that. All right. We're gonna tutor the children one more time. Because that's what I've decided I'm gonna do. I think that Solana is still really excited about Friends, and she liked the tutoring that she did before. And to be fair, every time anyone asks her what career path she wants, even though she actually wants to be an entertainer, her public-facing career goal is to be the next teacher, and the colony needs a new teacher. So this is in line with that. So yeah, even though she also really wants to go play her flute. Maybe I shouldn't have spent so much time working on my flute before I had the chance to meet Nomi and befriend Nomi while I learn flute, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. We didn't min-max. We are playing a game and having an adventure. So let's tutor these children. Nugget is age 9, and you don't think she stood still since she was born. Oh, this precious baby child. She's having trouble in the classroom setting, but that's why you're here. Some kids just need more help than others to stay focused. ADHD. She's working on using her finger to spell out words to match images on her hollow palm. Her chubby little kid hands are unsteady, and her letters are pretty misshapen. That's pretty normal for most of the kids you tutor, but Nugget just doesn't seem to be getting any better no matter how many times you drill letters. It feels like you have to tell her the same things over and over, because she says okay, but just keeps making the same mistake. Clearly, something's not working here. What are we gonna do to help this kid? I never seen an elephant, Nugget says, jabbing her finger at the hologram. Or a lion. Did you see a lion, Solana? You've never seen any Earth animals, except for on holovids. Like Nugget, you were born on a spaceship already hurtling away from Earth. You've never even seen a dog, despite learning all about them in class when you were a kid. Funny, because we saw that dog-like creature in the intro section. Nugget has trouble with imaginary concepts, like elephants and hollow screens. It makes it hard to keep her attention. So we could try writing on real paper, change the assignments of autumnal animals, or go looking for some inspiration. Okay, so we can either do higher empathy, higher reasoning, or higher creativity. Oh, man. Oh, how are you going to solve this problem, Solana? Because writing on real paper will probably, the tactile experience of that would actually probably benefit her. If she has ADHD, like physical sensations can be really important. Changing the assignments to autumnal animals makes it something that she is able to wrap her head around, makes it relevant to her, and maybe that'll make her brain have an easier time of holding on to it. Looking for some inspiration, total outside the box. So of all of these, I feel like it's interesting to me that the creativity one has a lower requirement. You know? As though they don't expect me to have as many points in creativity, but have you seen Solana? We're gonna max out creativity by the time this game is over, I swear. Empathy is the thing that I want to build up. So from a min-maxing perspective, writing on real paper is the one that I want. But I have to think about what Solana would do, not just what I want her to do to get her numbers better. These are all viable. Well, right now our creativity is so high because we've got the improves everything. I bought the improves everything ability or item, but I don't know that we'll have naturally maxed out creativity by the time the year is over. But we will probably next year. It won't take much. Currently, temporarily, creativity is 96, but it's actually only 86. I do really want to get better at empathy. Okay, Solana. Solana is new to teaching. She wants to be good at teaching. She's maybe got a little bit of an ego need for being good at teaching. Nobody has told her what to do or how to teach. In fact, they've straight up told her it doesn't matter. Basically, all they need is bodies here making sure that the kids are sitting down. It is interesting to me that the fact that every single one of these is unlocked tells me that this is in fact the build. This is the career path for the builds that I have of this character. Because these are all teacher related problem solving things. We had a story with writing on real paper, didn't we? Tangent, right? Didn't we have to write on real paper and Tangent hated it? Was that what was going on there? What was that story? I'm trying to remember what it was. Because I feel like it was Tangent and Mars. And something to do with Tangent's terrible handwriting. But people are different. She's a hard time with imaginary concepts like elephants and hollow screens. Honestly, I think it will make sense for our education to tie into the Vertumnan world. Rather than clinging to Earth and the things that we've left, we do kind of have to move into the reality of here and now. And maybe studying Vertumnan animals will eventually lead to the next generation being more inclined to actually cooperate with the planet, if such a thing is possible. So from a meta perspective, this might actually be the one that gets me closer to my end goal of peace with the planet. Don't know that Solana will think of that. Looking for some inspiration, I think would make sense if I didn't have ideas, but I have ideas. So I actually think creativity is not the thing she's going to do. I think that she is going to be like, okay, imaginary things are hard for this kid. Writing on real paper might help us unlock a way to get through to this student that applies to more than just this one class. And changing assignments to Vertumnan animals may make this particular assignment more interesting or more appealing to her. Or not, because she's not necessarily engaging with a lot of the animals. But I think it has less broad applicability. And I think that we are the sort of character. I think that Solana is, look at the reasoning, the engineering. I think she's going to think through that. Like, what is the most likely to have the most benefit to this person? So we're going to write on real paper. You can tell Nugget is getting frustrated with the entire concept of using a hollow palm. For someone as passionate as she is about sports ball, she has a lot of trouble with the fine motor skills and the fake reality of a hollow screen. You pull a few sheets of paper and a box of crayons from the classroom nanoprinter. Nugget's face lights up. Really? She says. You nod, and she excitedly tears into the box of crayons. That's the great thing about everything being nanoprinted. Every box of crayons is a new box with fresh points and unbroken crayons. I don't know if that's the best use of energy, but that's fine. They didn't ask me. Also, I assume there doesn't need to be a box of crayons, but that's fine. Okay, so yeah, so she loves sports ball. But yes, this kid is definitely neurodivergent. While Nugget happily misspells animal words on her sheet of paper, you log into the classroom evaluation rubric and make a note that Nugget should be allowed to use real paper for assignments, even if the assignment requires the use of a hollow palm. This accommodation might help her until she feels more confident using her hollow palm. Chief Engineer Instance reviews the change and approves it, and sends you a few kudos to thank you for taking the time to think outside the box for Nugget. Yes, see, this is an accommodation. I think that's the right way of phrasing what I was trying to think about this. So, excellent. Well, we got more money. Sweet. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but we've got it. All right. Card becomes mental blue. Gold 30. hold on. No, that's fair. No, we'll put that here. Okay, that'll do, and then we can just do this. Super goal! Alright, we're off to a good start here. Look at what I did. Aren't you proud of me? I don't know how that... Oh, +1 to mental blue cards. Oh, okay, well, it's fine. It works out. It's fine. We're gonna go with that. Win. Look at how good I am at teaching. I got so many kudos. And Nomi and I are better friends. Yay! Look at how many points in reasoning I got. That should be enough to unlock a thing, I think. Well, we'll see. Done. Maybe not, though. Early wet next month. Hold on. Let's try gear. Brain trainer. We're gonna take that off. Is it not 6? Oh, it's 66, and that was 63. Okay, for some reason I thought that's only added 10, but it actually adds 15 to all skills, so that was not quite enough reasoning. But it's so close. So close. Oh, man. We are tripping over a perk. Okay. Let's go see if there's anyone we can talk to or anything we can pick up. It is wet season. Hi, Mars. Mars surveys the construction work on the new walls with a critical eye. This is great and all, she says. But did you notice we have, like, a total power vacuum at the top here? Like, who's in charge? The council are just a bunch of scared adults like everyone else. If the Helio people wanted, they could control this colony. Mars clenches her fist. The colony should be under colony governance, not some outsider. Yeah! I mean, wait. She's gonna be my rebellion buddy. Man. Alright, I'm not seeing any things. Hey, Sprout, your dad greets you. Lots of work to do getting this flying umbrella off the ground again, but I always have time for you. He laughs and rubs his face. No one from the Helio understands anything about putting plants in the dirt. They're trying, though. Well, that's good. Alright, so do we want to go out there, have a wet venture, and then come back in here to rest, and then further work on other abilities? We don't have as much, like, as much ability to do stuff as normal. Like, my stress is not as low as it can go. So we won't be able to do a full thing, but we could... Yeah, well, so what we could do is we could go out, rest, go out again to finish it up, and then have glow. How does that sound? Does that sound good? Does that sound good? Sound like a plan? Oh, look at that. Nomi, what are you doing out here? Nomi is openly gawking at the rain pouring down. Hi, wow, they exclaim. I am not over that water just falls from the sky here. What's next? Every day it's like a whole new planet. Have you guys had weather this whole time? It's so cool. They giggle and kick their feet, sending up big splashes of water. All right, I have a present for you. Hold on. What do they like again? No, it's this one, friends. What do they like? They like crystal clusters, which I don't think I have any of. Dislikes medicinal roots, which I do have some of. Oh man, I could give him... I think I have some. Okay, Tange, yeah, we're up to 90 with her. Do I want to be friends with Mars? No. Am I gonna be friends with Mars? Probably. Alright. I don't think I've got anything to give them. What can I give them? Yeah, no, I don't. Oh, wait, no, I only have the flowers. I don't have the roots. Okay. Well, I might as well give a flower to Tange. We'll max out our friendship. Non-romantically. Tange almost doesn't notice you approach. She is staring into the distance, almost as if she's gone into sleep mode with her eyes open. She blinks out of her daze when she hears your footsteps. Oh, Solana, she says. It's only you. What do you need? Alright, my reasoning is not quite there yet. My reasoning is close, though. So, when we have enough reasoning to unlock our next reasoning perk, we will also have enough reasoning to unlock whatever's going on with Tange here. Let me give her the friendship thing, 'cause she likes these flowers. So I'm going to say, I hope you find it useful. I'm not going to flirt with her because she hates it. And I know better. It was only that one time that, like, it felt like flirting time for Solana, but she otherwise tries to have self-control in that regard. Do I give a mush log to this? Because I'm so close to friendship, the next tier of friendship with him. I'd like to give something to Nomi. Well, let's see what happens if we give Nomi a flower. I don't know if they'll like it, but we can give it to them. Okay. +1 friendship. Nomi looks a little surprised. You brought me a gift? They exclaim. Like, just because? OMG, Solana, thank you! Oh! Wait, did I get another level of friendship with them? Hold on, was I that close? I guess I was! Okay, well, let us do our friendship thing with Nomi. Nomi is camped out in the lounge, their holopad screens spread out before them like a drawing table. In another screen, there's a collection of photos of a manticore. Nomi looks between the two screens, their brow furrowed in concentration as they scribble directly onto the screen with a stylus. Alright, they are doing more art, but this time it is not their OC from Magical Girl Airplanes. I'm sorry, it's very silly. What are you doing, I ask. Well, Nomi replies thoughtfully, I wanted to write and illustrate a story about aliens, like in Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform, except using the Xenos here on Vertumna, like manticores and faceless and stuff, but they can talk, and instead of attacking the colony, they help people instead. So I can either say, that sounds cool, or faceless would never help people, or that's not what real Xenos look like. So we're traumatized. Faceless is the name for the Eldritch Horror, if I remember correctly, right? So, like, that's plausible. Can I justify Solana not saying that? If she did say it, it would be a knee-jerk reaction. You know? I think... Because, like, she could just be generically supportive and positive with that sounds cool. Because this would be what comes out of trauma. And this is her friend thing. I feel like this would be critical and not taken well. We might wind up loading this one. Are you alright with that, folks? Oh, I haven't saved recently, though. Well, we can see what happens because we can load in the middle of a conversation. As long as we don't finish the conversation, we'll load at the beginning of the conversation, right? We just don't want it to save after the conversation. Right? Oh, it auto saves before the dialogue, not after the dialogue. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, well, in that case, we're going to go with faceless would never help people. We're going to lash out as a trauma response. We'll see what they have to say about this. Nomi stops drawing and looks up at you, tapping their stylus against their lip. Huh, do you think so? Even in Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transformed, the aliens aren't totally bad. Like in the second OVA, when the Medusa demons show up, the aliens and the Turbo Girls band together to defeat their common enemy. It kind of makes you wonder if you can really call a whole species evil, right? That is a fair point. That you can't, like, I would say you can't call a whole species evil. But the faceless is, that is the Eldritch Horror, right? Where was that? This. That one right here. That's the faceless, right? God, it's such a cool picture. Like, you really feel the smallness and lack of power that you have there. So I, as Lauren, would never be like, oh, a species is entirely evil. In fact, that's a thing that I make fun of the Redwall books for having a problem with. This person whose friend died because of this creature, whose world was ruined by this creature when she was still mourning the loss of her mother. I think she's going to be a little mean here. I don't know what those species are that you're saying, but I don't know that you can apply evil to things that are just doing what life is for them. So I think I'm going to say the real world isn't a hollow show. Art imitates life, Nomi chirps, going back to scribbling on their drawing. And sometimes the other way around, too. Yes, perhaps if we imagine being friends with the aliens, we could become friends with the aliens. Nomi looks up at you with a start. Oh, they exclaim. That reminds me. So, I'm trying to brush up on my xenoanatomy, and I'm totally fine with writing, but they blow out a big breath, ruffling their bangs. I kind of haven't been here long enough to make sure it feels right, you know? To make it go pop. And I want to make sure that I'm being, sensitive about stuff I don't know a lot about. So I was wondering, could you help me with some of the world building? I would love to if my creativity is high enough, which it is. Man, I don't know, Nomi. Solana is maybe like, because the thing is, like, I think another character like might have responded worse to Solana being grumpy at them. Like, I don't want to be associated with this. I think some part of Solana would want to say that. So Nomi is like, because like in a way I want Nomi to understand that what they're doing is taking a traumatic experience from other people that they were not present for and making up a happy, cheerful fantasy about it. And that is the sensitivity that they need. At this point in time, it seems highly unlikely that the aliens are going to become aware of Nomi's stories that they're writing. So I'm somewhat less concerned about them being hurt, like the aliens, the Vertumnan creatures being hurt by that. but I am concerned about the colonists being hurt. And there is actually something to be said here, if you'll indulge me. And no, we haven't had a glow since the heliopause landed. That is approaching. There is something to be said here about something that really well-meaning people can do, where they see some real-world event, situation, something that is traumatic, and they say, gosh, there's a good story in here. I want to tell a story about that. And if you're not, it basically becomes like you're a tourist in somebody else's pain. Like if you use somebody else, some other community's trauma for your good storytelling, you can do a fair bit of damage. Like the one example that comes to mind is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which I admit I have not read or watched, but I am familiar with the conversation about it, and it's not good. It is an example of doing this badly. And you also will see a lot of like white folks deciding that they want to write about something to do with like racial conflict, in which some wonderful, good, loving white person is the exception and takes care of all of the people of color in the story. That is a very, like, I would say a pretty common kind of story that people like to tell is, well, what if I wrote something during this period of terrible cruelty, but my character isn't cruel, and my character makes it better. And a lot of times all that does is just kind of make people feel better about, like, make white people feel better about that bad time, which is kind of not the point. So yeah, sensitivity readers are, that's what it's for, is for somebody to be like, dude, I know you don't mean to be a jerk, but you're kind of being one right now. So like, don't. And it doesn't mean that you are a bad person who should be ashamed of yourself. It just means that you are at risk of stepping on someone's toes. And so you should probably check to make sure you're not going to step on anyone's toes. Sometimes you have to have somebody take a look at what you've done and be like, yeah, you're stepping on toes right now. Don't do that. Which is not to say that you can't ever tell a story about another person or another group's trauma. But you have to take great care in doing so. So, like, a thing to keep in mind. And, like, I think most storytellers are guilty of doing this on occasion. Like, I have definitely done things that, fortunately for me, did not, like, necessarily see the light of day. But in world building, for example, the story Refuge that I've compared to this world, this setting, this scenario in Exocolonist, when I was conceiving of, like, why did these people flee their home planet to come to Refuge? And I was kind of going through, like, how the dominant group treated them, and they were marginalized. Like, part of it was drawing from my own heritage and my own cultural background. But I did at one point have something that looked a little bit like residential schools. And I've had to take that out because that's somebody else's recent pain. And it is a very interesting, emotionally moving situation. But these are real people in real people's lives. And no matter how much that would have fit into the setting that I was developing, it would have been inappropriate. So that comes out. It wasn't intentional, but taking a look at it, I was like, oh shoot. I should not do that. I can come up with something else and do something else instead that isn't going to step on someone's toes. So that's what you got to do. Just be mindful, be thoughtful. Now, we'll see what winds up happening with Solana helping Nomi. Because I think at some point here, Solana's like, because the way they're so cheerful, they're so jolly about this. I'm gonna write this thing and everybody's friends, you know, these people, like, these species aren't all evil. And I'm like, I agree with you that actually I think that, like I've said, from the perspective of the indigenous creatures of this planet that we're calling Vertumna, what I perceived as an eldritch horror is more of a superhero trying to save them and free their captured and tortured brethren. That's not the perspective I expect Solana to have at this point. But like, no, that is correct, that Solana has a little bit more distance than Anemone, because I think Anemone might punch them. She seems like the sort of person to have a strong physical reaction to something. Like, how dare you make the creature that murdered my brother into a sympathetic, friendly person? In this bright, cheerful, I'm making an anime sort of way. Not even like, I am going to imagine a world in which we overcame the violence and imagine something in which, like, no. Like, from Nami's point of view, this is all hypothetical. This is wild and crazy and cool backstory for a fun anime. And they don't get it, that it's not just that, and that it is more complicated than that. And even if there's a reason to justify that violence from the perspective of the Vertumnan creatures, it still was an act of violence and trauma for the recipients of it. And so, like, I don't know. I'm just talking about this. All right, but I'm going to say I'd love to. But the thing is, I don't think Solana would be like, whoa, cool, I'm going to work on your anime. I think Solana's like, I'd love to help you avoid this issue, because there's a problem here. So yes, we're going to take our creativity of 30 or greater. What do you think? What do you think? Is our creativity 30 or greater? Well, not just here's a world where your problems just don't exist, which also is not always what people want to see, but here's a world where your problems don't exist, written in a way that doesn't seem to recognize that your problems do exist in the real world. Because I think there's a difference between an escapist fantasy and something clueless. And a lot of that just has to do with the awareness of it. So, like, for example, if you wanted to write a setting in which queerness of all sorts is absolutely normalized, you can totally do that. Like, the Murderbot books have every flavor of queer imaginable is just normal. That's just how it is. And there's something very nice about that. But you know, the author is aware, you know, it's not coming out of a place of ignorance and naivete. It is intentionally making this choice, and that you can kind of tell that. So, may I recommend the Murderbot Chronicles? They're very good books. I really like them. All right, so I'm gonna say I'd love to. You spend an enjoyable afternoon helping Nomi with their story. When you're done, they give you a big hug and thank you profusely for your help. You feel really proud of what you've accomplished. That did not do anything. I'm gonna load, actually. I'm gonna try being mean to them all the way through and see what happens. I'm sorry. The real world isn't a hollow show. I'm just gonna, I hope you don't mind, we're doing a bit of this. I'm gonna say I don't want to be associated with this. Oh, that hurt my friendship with Nomi. Oh, okay, Nomi says, deflating slightly. That's okay, I can figure it out on my own. Okay, but we're gonna load again. I don't like that either. I wasn't sure if they were going to let you have Solana point out to them the thing that you're doing is really makes me really uncomfortable and seems insensitive. Let's see if I'm positive all the way. That sounds cool. Thanks, Nomi chirps, scribbling happily at their drawing. I got the idea from the second Turbo Girl Hyperjet OVA. You know, the one where the Medusa demons show up and the aliens and the Turbo Girls have to band together to defeat their common enemy. I can say I remember that part. See if I can get additional friendship points doing this. Yes, I do. Nomi looks up at you with a start. Oh, they exclaim. That reminds me. Okay, so now they're asking if I will be sensitivity world building. Okay. So I want to be friends with Nomi. I do. I value the friendship with Nomi. I think they're really adorable. They're adorable and they're sweet and they're likable. And one wishes to have things go, like number go up in video game. However, despite the number go upness of it, I actually, in good conscience, think... Well, actually, no, there is one more I'd like to actually hold on. I'm going to try one more thing. If I say you do have a point. Yeah, I thought so too, Nomi replies. Why can't life imitate art? Okay. All right. Frankly, nothing here is satisfying. So we're gonna go with this. That is going to be the canonical path of this conversation. As much as I find Nomi very adorable and very charming, and I do like this character, there's this way that people get sometimes when they're just so cute. And they're just having fun. They're just a cute little person. They don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. How could you say anything about that? They would never. They're just... There's a time and a place for choosing joy and having fun and being playful and being childlike. And there's definitely a value to innocence. And to be fair, like, Nomi is younger. So it may just be like they are younger. They are more naive. They genuinely don't get it. In which case, there is a disconnect here between Solana, who at age 15 has lost her mother, who, as of age 13, 12 or 13, younger than Nomi is now, Solana was desperately trying to figure out how the fuck she was going to keep the people of her colony alive. Carrying a responsibility on her shoulders that no child should have had to carry, but by necessity she did. Partly because of the way that I was role-playing her, where she's aware of what's going on. She knows the adults won't tell her, but she can tell there's a problem. So she's spent years trying to keep her colony from starving to death, and then her mother literally did. And she's lost so much, and she's had so much uncertainty and fear and risk and danger that Nami's happy-go-lucky little I've lived on this spaceship and never had to worry about anything, and everything is just hypothetical. That conflict and loss and fear and danger are strictly things to engage with in media. They're safe. You close it and you go home and you have nothing to fear. There is a gulf between Solana and Nomi at this point. And so I think it is essential to be in character with Solana as a person. First of all, Nami's approach to I don't want to be insensitive, it's like they know that you want to make sure that you're doing sensitivity, that that's the right thing to do. But there's still something fundamental that they're not grasping. Partly because they've never had to, like, it is a form of privilege, simply never had to deal with this kind of trauma, so they have no perspective for it. It is purely hypothetical. The only way they have of understanding it is through works of fiction. So it is basically fictional to them, even if they on some level are aware that it affects people. And I think that so Solana here is like, you're doing this thing and you don't get it. You want sensitivity in the wrong way. I am deeply uncomfortable with what you're doing and the way you're going about it. I don't want anything to do with it. Which is actually a thing I actually did have a friend once ask me, will you be a sensitivity reader as a woman for this thing that I have done? And I read the thing that he had written. I read a section of it and I said, this makes me so uncomfortable as a woman. I don't want to continue reading it. I strongly encourage you to reevaluate your approach to writing female characters and world building around female characters altogether. And I suggest that you get somebody else to be your sensitivity reader, but it's not going to be me. And he actually took that really well and has grown a lot as a creator. So, like, good for him. But there have been other people who've been like, oh, well, will you look over this for me? There were people who were putting together an album celebrating women in game music. And it was led by 2 men and organized by men. And somebody pointed out to them that it was really tasteless, given that there are gender disparity issues in games professionally, in like the game like fan community, in the VGM community, and all of these things. So maybe if they were having something celebrating women, they should perhaps reach out to the very present women in VGM to help with this. And so they approached me and another female friend to see if we would help organize this album. And we had some concerns about just the very way that they were defining what this album was supposed to be, what this project was supposed to be. Where they were just like, well, anything with a female character. And we were like, things by women composers, women game devs, like... So we had some concern. We were like, we suggest you do this other thing, and they clearly like weren't going to budge on it. And it became very clear that they just wanted us as figureheads, because then people wouldn't say, "Isn't it? It's weird that you don't have women on board this." So we both said no. We don't want to touch this project. And in that case, the guys were like dumbfounded, like they didn't know how to respond. Like it had clearly never occurred to them that we would say no. And they didn't understand why we said no. And they were just kind of left like standing there, like awkwardly holding their hat in their hands, so to speak. So these are 2 very different ways of doing this badly and being told that you're doing it badly and responding to that. So I kind of wonder, with Nomi here, it feels to me like, from where Solana's coming from, Nomi is making an ask that they are not approaching it from a way that feels appropriate. And Solana says, I don't want to be involved with this. Not because I don't want to be involved with your project. I would be more than happy to be involved with all of Nomi's other projects, but in this case, Nomi is not being thoughtful. And so Solana is choosing to disengage with them and say, I don't want to do this. So one wonders, what is Nomi going to do with this? Is Nomi going to say, there is something wrong with my approach to this, that even my friend Solana didn't want to touch it? I should reevaluate this? Is Nomi going to say, well, I can do it good enough on my own. It's fine. And continue to go forth and do something that is not appropriate. I don't know. We'll see. Is the game going to acknowledge that or show us what happens with that? I don't know. But that's, to me, like, that's kind of what this feels. This feels more like the second reaction, because again, my friend in the first situation, his response did include, I'm sorry that my story made you uncomfortable. I'm sorry that these problems are there and that they've hurt you. I never would have wanted to. And I was like, dude, if I thought that you would have wanted to, we wouldn't be friends. But we are friends, and we are still friends. And like I said, he has grown from it. But he was very apologetic about realizing that he'd done harm. He didn't try to convince me otherwise. He was like, clearly, like, you know, it wasn't like this didn't mean anything to him. Like when your friend says you just did something really rude and hurtful, like that is going to kind of wound you a little bit. And it's not like he wasn't wounded, but he took it with grace. Nami's a child. I don't expect them to take things with grace, but they're not, I don't think. I don't know. Again, perhaps my perception of this is biased. You know, perhaps I am viewing this situation based on my own experiences. But that's all we can do here, really. You know? So yeah, I just gained and lost a closer friendship with Nomi, and I'm okay with that. Alright, is there anyone else I want to give a thing to? Or shall I just go dashing in there to do a thing? I think I might just go dashing in there to do a thing. I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna go explore some wet. You ready to go explore some wet? Let's do it. Did I finish foraging in the valley? I'm not sure. Well, that's fine. We've got a plan. We're going to do this. Forage in the valley. Even if perception and biology are not the things that I am putting points in per se, it's where you get a lot of other stuff. But the thing is, the plains you get friendship with Dis. But I'm going to be resting on the walls with Dis after this. Okay, so what's in the valley again? Food and animals. Mosaic plains. Okay, so it's gonna snow in every season. Okay. The Valley of Vertigo is a low-lying trench to the east that's dense with pollen-producing trees. So regardless of which season you go in, that's what they're going to be. Well, I'm going to go forage in the valley and see what happens. Might as well, right? All right, let us talk to her. Chief Surveyor Utopia stops you and Dis near the depot. Hey, he is here. What? Feel that? She asks. You can feel a kind of ominous distant thumping, pulsing regularly through the ground. If you stand still, you can feel it vibrate up into your own body, too, like a massive global pulse. Utopia says, checking a readout on her hollow palm. I reckon it's naturally occurring, she concludes, but it's giving me the willies all the same. You two better check it out. Mind you stick together and take readings on the way in case it's dangerous. You and Dis look at each other, excited. You follow the thumping, now an audible noise growing louder, west, until you've roughly triangulated its location. You know you're getting close, but it sounds like it's coming from all around you, and your instruments aren't precise enough to help. I want to ask Dis and then follow the sound. Let's see if we can do that. What do you think it is? Just spreads his hands. Aliens? He says seriously. So that's a moment as a reference to the much memed Ancient Aliens thing, if I remember correctly. Which is not... Someone's trying to summon a sandworm? Maybe. Alright, let's... Perception challenge. Alright, 61. One card becomes value 3. Get rid of my 0. And that becomes 3. No, I can do better, I think. Because I could do 3 of a kind with the 5s, because I don't care about losing the kudos. That might be really a bad idea, because I am going to get more cards, so I could do this. Yeah, I'm going to do this. We'll see what happens next round. Oh, that does work. Darn. I thought that maybe it wouldn't be able to. I hate this card. I want to get rid of this card. Not a fan. Okay, 21. So I just have to get 28. We'll be good. Can I do 28 here? Unchangeable. 5. Or no, hold on. Still not enough. That's fine. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Three, 4. Okay. Sweet. Or, hold on. Okay, that's the same. Alright, well, we got there. Nodding along. Alright, it's not a super goal, but that's fine. I'll take it. I lost 8 kudos, but that's fine. You find a machine? Oh! An ancient broken down machine. Like a small pyramid shaped building made from some kind of dark stone or bone. It looks almost like it grew that way. Okay. We also saw machine stuff in the pollen pit. Thud of the thumper. Which is like kind of like silly, but also really unsettling. Except it isn't broken. It's just so very old and overgrown, it looks more like a pile of rubble and roots than a building or engine or whatever it was. Still, a thumping noise comes from inside it. The vibrations are strong here, making your guts feel weird. Huh. What are you doing? You don't notice it at first, but there's a curious path on the ground moving away from the machine. A line half a meter wide, where the dirt is a little more worn and bare. It heads off in a straight line to the west, or coming from the west. Could animals have made this path, or the thumper itself? We're going to analyze the thumper. Engineering 20 or greater. Yeah, I think we're good. Analyze the thumper. Got a lot of kudos and some engineering. Sweet. It's definitely not natural. On some parts of the thumper, you can see what might have been writing once, carved deep into the not-quite rock. It must be thousands of years old. Whatever part of it still works is deep down in its core. It has a funny smell, too, sweet like something fermented. Puffs of air come from vents near the top in time to the thumping. I wonder if this will eventually make sense. I imagine it will. That is interesting. So it's ancient. It's not quite rock. It's rock/bone. It's organic robot. It's very old. That might have been written on once. Making sense. Like smell sense. Ha ha, Hooper. Ha ha. You also note that the animals here are a lot more aggressive than usual. Even the insects buzz more annoyingly overhead. Your scanners register higher levels of attack pheromones. Whatever's going on, the fauna don't like it either. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if that's related to what happens during glow. Eventually, you head back to share your findings with Utopia. Totally an alien civilization, Dis insists. Yes, it does actually seem like that may be the case. Utopia scratches her head. I suppose maybe, she says. You said it looks ancient, right? Perhaps there could have been another civ here long ago. We have found other signs, but nothing active like this. Yeah, because the planet ate them. I don't know. It seems to be pointing west or receiving something. She snaps her fingers. There's some right ugly ridge lines out there that have kept us from checking that direction, but we got gliders and motivation. That's half the battle. She makes a note in her hollow palm. I'll open up the western resting ridges. Western resting ridges. Oh, that's terrible. Western resting ridges for surveyors, she says, then grins. Whew, say that 3 times fast. Okay, well, I'm glad that they know. I didn't even see her last line. I was so tripped up on saying it out loud. All right, so I've unlocked Survey the Ridge in Expeditions, so we'll be doing that, I guess, maybe next year. So I can either say, Dis is right, it's definitely aliens, or we'll have to stick together out there, or if I find anything, I get the kudos. I'm gonna say Dis is right, it's definitely aliens. Like, it makes the most sense. I don't know what they, like, what that means, but yeah. Dis nods solemnly. All right. Well, that happened. Cool. Good job, folks. We made it. Blobberfoot. Bob. Eggy. Okay. Well, at least we're getting lots of stuff. I guess I have points in getting more stuff. Isn't that what this perception thing is? You decide to take a shortcut, oh no, through the jungle to a path you were sure was just up ahead. And now you're lost. Everything looks the same here. The plants are too high to see any landmarks, and you swear some of them move around when you aren't looking. Probably. You try to check your positioning with your hollow palm, but the damn thing isn't working and won't connect to long-range communications either. Typical. Utopia did warn you the comms are flaky out here. You think you can tell north from the position of the two suns, but that's it. I have perception of well over 40, so I'm going to orienteer a way out of here. You climb a tree and chart a path through the wilderness from above. With that information in your hollow palm, navigating to the nearest landmark is a breeze. I wonder if you come across something interesting if you do it wrong, but oh, there's a critter. Welp. See what happens. Alright, critter. It is good they give you notice that there's a critter in this one. Vriki are carnivores, you think, but the juveniles are too small to take out anything larger than an insect. Not so much the case with this one. The Vriki blocking your path is pretty large, probably about as tall as your waist, and it's growling at you over the carcass of something even bigger, which seems to be missing its head. Yuck. I feel like I've done this one before. You're not sure if it's killed or scavenged the dead animal, but it's dragged it onto the path and looks ready to fight you for it. I don't want to fight it. You can either wait for it to leave or find another route. Find another route. Oh, I have to do one of these. Okay, well, we'll wait for it to leave. Oh, my stress went up. You back off and wait. It sits there and gnaws at that animal slowly for hours. It's disgusting. Eventually, it rolls over and takes a nap, its many legs kicked up in the air and its tummy bulging. You try to sneak by, but it wakes back up with a hiss. It drags the rest of the carcass off into a tree, and you can finally pass. Okay, well, that didn't go so well. We're not doing super great here. It's another Vriki. You come across not just one Vriki, but a whole swarm of them. Mostly just baby ones, about the size of your head. They're all amassed around a massive tree, scurrying up and down the trunk. Oh, I've done this one before too, haven't I? When you can see the tree itself under the swarm, you notice it's the same pale pink as the baby Vriki. Its tentacle-like roots meander a fairly large distance before plunging into the ground. I'm gonna do the maybe they aren't so bad. Yeah. I got animals points. It seems as if this tree is itself a Vriki, just in a different phase of its life cycle. Does that mean the little clusters of fruit in its branches are Vriki eggs? Or maybe cocoons? There's so much you don't know, but you do know that this nursery tree is a special place. Okay. Like, I do kind of wonder, like, should I not go through here? Are all of these going to be familiar? Because I'm not getting anything for it. I almost feel like I should have just, like, loaded and left. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Because I have seen that before, yeah? Did I get points for it? What points did I get? I didn't think I got points. I won't be able to get through to the pollen cave. Did I get animal points? Okay, well, I guess then we'll redo this. Okay. Okay. I didn't get animal points that time. I just got stress. But I guess we can do this one. This is going to kick me back. Okay. You come across a veritable feast of berry bushes. Spiky, fierce-looking bushes with glistening red berries. They look delicious. I could research them first. I have some points biology, so it's no longer super hard. It's normal difficulty. So we're going to research them first. Oh. Well, fortunately, I have a lot of talent show champion. Okay, we're going to do that. Oh shoot, I should have done that a little bit differently. That's fine. It's fine. That was really nice, wasn't it? if this would stay a 3, or stay a 4, but it won't. That's pretty nice. Okay, next round. I don't know if we're going to super goal this one, but I sure am going to try to do my best. So it's 4, 5. We're going to make this 6. I did get a super goal. Incredible. Incredible, delightful, wonderful. All right. We did it, folks. We got a super goal out in the wild. Which will give me an extra point in biology. Okay. Alright, and then I got the 2 from that. Your research confirms that these red berries are highly toxic. You shouldn't even be here. Did I harvest them in the past? I might have. Well, I didn't know. To be fair, red berries are actually frequently, like, red means that this is not safe to eat. Ignore and continue through them or go another way. Ah, ignore and go through them. Oh, shoot. I already got my points, so we're going to ignore and continue through them. You cut a path through the bushes, mouth-watering at what may well be deadly poison. Oh, shoot! Hold on. No! 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 But I did the thing! But I did the thing! Why is it doing that? Oh, I'm so mad. This is why it's good for me to save my own saves. Because I don't get the credit for you know that they're dangerous. A writing goof? Okay, well, I don't know about that, but now we're gonna go home and be tired. I spent the month exploring. I got perception and biology. Oh, my perception is really good. And my biology is unfortunately getting better despite my efforts to not. All right. It's now mid-wet. Oh, I have some bobber fruit. Bobber fruit that I can give to Cal. And an egg that I could give to Anemone. Anemone likes eggies. Cal likes bobber fruits and eggies. I don't know what Mars likes. I don't know what Rex likes. I mean, I might as well give them some stuff. You pass a group of soldiers from the heliopause, leaving the garden. One of them eyes you with disdain, but the rest ignore you. Inside, Cal is scowling as he rakes up a planting bed. His expression softens when he sees you, but not by much. Hey, Solana, he says. Do you see those jerks? They're always sniffing around here trying to start a fight with me. I think their leader's that mouthy kid Vase. He leaves one arm on his rake. Whatever. Joke's on them. I ain't gonna play their little soldier games. Yeah. All good. I'm gonna give you some food, buddy. Yes. Cal got some foods. Oh! I got another friendship point with Cal though. Look at that. Friendship 40. Yes, Zuko is trying to provoke Cal. That's very Zuko-like of him. You spot Cal heading towards the barns at the far end of the farms. Hiya, Solana, he waves. So I say, what's going on? Oh, nothing, Cal sighs. Just thinking about, well, He trails off and scuffs his foot in the dirt. I guess it's not like you can get me in trouble now, so... Yeah, I used to have a pet. She was like a little pink caterpillar. I called her Socks. That's a great name. She lived in a trunk up in the storage barn. Nobody knew. He scrubs the back of his arm over his face, but she didn't stay little forever. Eventually she got big, like real big, and I couldn't figure out what to feed her, so she ran away. Cal sighs and looks wistfully up at the sky. I just hope she's doing okay wherever she is. I sure do have points in animals. Do I have enough points in animals to do the next thing with my dad? No, my animals need to be 80 and it's 75. Okay, well, we're gonna get there. You spot your dad munching on a soy ration. You know, these soy bars from the new ship are pretty good, he says. I know it's basically the same stuff as what we've got, but it tastes different. He examines the bar with a critical eye. Probably some kind of unique chemical fingerprint from the kitchen nanoprinter. Interesting. I don't know, man. Oh no, are you two? I guess they are the sports ball ones. You spot Vase talking to a small group of other soldiers and walk over to see what's going on. Vase gives you a cool look as you approach. If you're looking for Rex, you're not going to find him here, he says. Then the other soldiers snicker, like they're sharing some sort of private joke. You should try out back, or maybe the personal quarters. I don't know if their implication is that he's hooking up with people, because that's definitely a thing he does. Anemone doesn't say anything as you approach. All right, Anemone, I'm going to give you a gift. I don't know if you're going to care about it because you are really having a rough time of it, but I want you to know that I'm thinking of you. Anemone gives you a little smile. Thanks, Solana. This was Calm's favorite food, too. I know. I know. I'm trying. I'm trying to take care of her. Oh, wow! I just got friendship points with her and did not unlock. Oh, something is up. She's too depressed for me to have the next level of friendship with her. Or else maybe I lost my friendship with her and I've already done the one at 20. I don't know. Well. I want to give you something. Sure, I'll give you a flower. See what you do. Oh, Mars likes flowers. She holds the flower up to look at it. A flower? A cheap gift. But I suppose it'll look good in my hair. Thank you. Alright, Mars likes the flowers. Surprise, surprise. Well, I have a bunch of those, so I might get more of those. Yo, what's up, Tange? I don't know if my mother knew when I was born how convenient my genetic modification would be in times of crisis, Tange says, rubbing her eyes with her forearm so as not to contaminate her gloves. I can work 3 times as long as the other lab assistants with very little decline in cognitive function. Tange. Alright, so I have no choice but to rest. Which I can do at the wall, which I think I do by going through here. Relax on the walls, get friendship with Dis, and maybe we can forget playing sports ball. I didn't talk to Rex, but he doesn't usually say anything. Let's see what he's got. What has he got to say? Rex spots you and waves. Well, his whole body at you, thrumming with excitement. He's like a dog that's wiggling with the tail wag. Solana! He exclaims. It's another beautiful day on this beautiful planet. Wow, what a time to be alive. He looks around at the ruins of the colony and lets out a little laugh. So what if it's a bit of a fixer-upper? That's all right. I'm good with my hands. Hugs. Oh, wow, you just can just keep doing that. Maybe you can do that once a season. All right, well, I guess we're going to be friends with him. We just keep hugging him. Alright, time to go hang out on the wall with Dis. It's a little miserable on the wall during wet season, but you manage to find a place where an overhanging building creates a little bit of shelter. You make a pretty nice hideaway in there, and because people aren't generally hanging out on the wall, you have even more privacy than usual. Alright, well that didn't accomplish anything else. I could forget escaping that. Escaping the Shimmerglade. Oh no! I actually don't want to lose that memory, even if I wouldn't mind losing a 0 as a gameplay thing. I'm sorry, but I think escaping the Shimmerglade is actually really important. And if my theory is correct about memories potentially carrying over between your plays, I would like for Solana to remember that. So we're going to close and keep this. Oh, you're browsing the colony bulletin board on your hollow palm over breakfast when you notice a new post from Nomi. It seems to be a short story. The title is Xenos to the Rescue. My only option is, hoo boy. Oh my god. You open the story and read through it. Oh, good. This will tell me how aware the people were, whether the people who were writing this game were on the same page as me with that whole encounter with Nomi. You open the story and read through it. Well, it's bad. Like, comedically, irredeemably bad. The characters have no personality or consistency, and Nami's description of an alien culture borders on the offensive. You can't even finish it. Scroll to the comments. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so this is actually, I think, one of the first times that those that we've had such a follow-up, I think, that is so delayed that I know of. I might have forgotten something. The comments are filled with Vase and his cronies just absolutely roasting the living heck out of Nomi. Sure, it was a pretty bad story, but they really go all in on it. You feel your stomach drop in secondhand embarrassment for Nomi. You finish your breakfast. When you reopen your holopad to leave a supportive comment for Nomi, you see that the story has been deleted. Well, that's really interesting. However, I still stand by Solana's decision as being in character. And as much as I mean, shame isn't good. And Vase and his friends roasting them for the quality of their storytelling is not, there's no reason to do that. At the same time, like, they were aware that this was a thing that they maybe weren't equipped to do, and they did it anyway. And I want them to feel like they can be creative and express themselves, but they, like, you can't, I don't know. The writing of the game makes it so that you're less likely to be like, well, they deserve that. Because it's Vase being a jerk in a way that's indefensible for him and his friends. We could talk to Nomi here. Let's talk to Dis. It takes a long time to find Dis today. When you do, he's hiding in the bed of one of the transports used by expeditions. Don't make me go home, he says, pulling the dust tarp down over himself. It's so crowded, I can't hear myself think. I don't know what I got to give him, so maybe I'll wait. My bravery's not nearly high enough. Alright, Nomi, what's up? Nope. Nomi is just being really excited about the weather. We could probably have made something cool and everybody would have been excited. We would have made more friends with Nomi and there would have been good things, potentially. That is not what happened. Anemone is looking over some official-looking documents on her hollow palm and dismisses them as you walk up. Hey, Solana, she says. Okay, well... Something is up. If she's got official looking documents, I wonder what she's been working on. Tange isn't doing super great either. She wants to turn into a robot. Not Mars. Nothing new for Rex. I think the phrasing of the hug changes to let you know. Hi, Cal. I wonder if we're gonna find Cal's giant caterpillar creature, and if that creature will be friends with Cal and maybe spare us because of that. You spot Cal sitting in the dirt, picking sullenly at the grass. He's weaving it together into a bracelet. Sometimes it helps if I'm doing something with my hands, he says quietly. If I start to feel scared or upset, I just take a deep breath and try to reconnect with the planet. Yeah, Cal is like the one who's actually connecting to the planet of everyone. Your dad is hard at work rebuilding the greenhouses. There's a lot of replanting to do, as well as setting up the hydroponics from the new ship. It's almost like how it was the first year after you landed. Okay, yeah, except without Mom here. Alright, so I think I was gonna continue onward to, I think I was gonna continue to forage in the valley. See if we can get our way to the pollen. I don't know that we will, but we can try. 11 events remaining. There is no way I'm gonna be able to get that, actually. I don't think. Forage in the valley or survey the ridge? We're gonna forage in the valley. We'll survey the ridge next year in the new year. No, I know sometimes these things, there'll be an event that makes you lose some of your attention. Stress, stress, stress. Okay, I think this is this the way that was shorter to get to the, is that the way to get to the pollen? Or does it randomize? Oh, this doesn't have anything else in here but the bobber fruit. So we're gonna do the bobber fruit. We're gonna ignore that one for now. Probably. Well, I might see what it is and then load. See what it is and then load. Oh, got kudos. You find a healthy blep bush and harvest some of the leaves to bring back to the colony. Utopia is beyond excited when she sees your haul. Oh, blep, she cries, shoving her hands right into the basket of rustling leaves. Solana, you're a girl after my own heart. Oh. She pops a leaf in her mouth and chews on it, then shudders happily. Whew, she cries. That'll perk you up, but good. Aunt Anne brews a heck of a cup with the stuff, but me, I prefer it raw. She points at you. Don't you go getting any funny ideas. This'll turn you green and give you spots. Cross my heart. Stay away until you're older. I can chew some blep leaves. Rebellion. Ugh, just because Utopia was born on Earth, she thinks she's an adult just like the rest of them. She's closer to your age than all the other adults. What does she know anyway? You wait until Utopia leaves, then shove a leaf into your mouth. Ugh. You struggle to not spit it out right away. It's so bitter. You can't help but stick out your tongue. Blep indeed. Oh. It gives you a rush of giddiness. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, sweet. That's what I was hoping. Excellent. Alright, we'll save that. That will make it more likely that we are able to actually get through here. Sweet. They do put those in sometimes. Okay. You hear a rustle in the bushes and catch a glimpse of a shadowy figure. Could it be a person? Whatever it is, you quickly lose sight of it in the jungle. I'm gonna follow it. Yeah, perception. The wilderness is thick here, as is the fog that comes in waves. You'll need to rely on your tracking skills to go further. Well, fortunately for you, my perception is almost maxed out. 5 kudos if total equals goal. Whatever. It's fine. 5 to flushes with this card. Oh my god. What exactly does that mean here? Right? Although I could do even more of a flush. I could do 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Which would be worth more, right? Oh, we could do this, and this, and this. Well, that's a straight, not a flush. What's a flush? I clearly don't do cards. This is pretty decent, though. Oh, straight. Oh, same color. Okay. That's fine. So I could do this. So that's 22. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, because my 3, 4, 5, 6 would not have been all of one color. So I think this actually makes the most sense. Well, I'll do this. Maybe. Because it gets more if it has gems, but... Yeah, no, I'm going to do this. I'll do 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to try this. Okay. I think this is all right. Because this, if we have any other reds, will be useful. This we can use as a 2. So we'll try again next round. Okay. Oh, look at that. All of these 6s. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I don't know, I'm gonna get the kudos. What happens if I do this? Okay. Ah. What happens if I do this? 36 appears to be... I don't think I can get 28. In which case I want to do... Okay, so that's 36. And this one is 34. It's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to overkill it because I could. It's a super goal. +1 perception from super goal. Oh my god, my perception is almost maxed. You're looking for a person, so it's a surprise when you come face to face with a weird looking creature. It kind of looks like a person, a bit. More like a tree, really. Some relative of the bush bub, maybe? But more tentacles and slime. Like a tree oozing with goopy sap. With 2 legs. Yeah. It makes a sort of baroo noise at you as you back away. Oh. That's cool. We could be friends. Alright, carefully pick a yellow flower. You come across another Sweeger hive, an intensely gravid hive queen and her hundreds of wiggling grubs, rooted here just like any other tree. This one seems calm. You're able to approach close enough to smell the sweet tang of her royal jelly. I don't remember what I did last time, but we're going to try this animals challenge. Sneak up and harvest the honey. See what happens. First collectible use is free. Well, that's cool. 63. Oh, that's right. Everything is a challenge here. +2 to a card, +1 to a card. Oh, actually. If it's free, we'll do that. Brilliant. Next round. Oops, hold on. No, I think I figured this out. Wait, no. Yeah. 4, 5. Oh. So that's 27. That's 25. So that is better. Yeah, sure. We may not be able to super. Oh. Mm. Super goals! Incredible. It's gotta be over super goal a little bit just because I can. Alright. Well, apparently I have enough good cards and I'm learning a little bit more about how to use them. My animals points are going up. Oh, hey, that means I think I'll be able to... I'm almost to the point where I can do... Oh, yeah, I'm getting close to being able to do animals stuff with my dad. Cool. Calm hive queen has only a rudimentary danger sense. Squeeger hives can be very defensive when they sense danger to their young, but so long as you don't set off the workers or the larva, you're free to walk right up to her. You gently avoid hurting any of the babies as you scrape her copious honey into a collector. Notice how I think we're not actually bringing back food now because we don't actually need it. But I got some kudos for it, so that's cool. We got a yellow flower. We got an eggy. Oh, shoot. You come out of the trees into a large grassy clearing. In the middle is a, well, you can only describe it as a pedestal. In the middle of a cradle of flowers sits a massive egg, easily larger than any egg you've seen before. It's white with red flecks, and it's just sitting here in the middle of the empty clearing, totally unprotected. I'm gonna see what happens if I take it. You put one foot up on the pedestal to brace yourself. This thing is huge. However, as you do, the pedestal starts moving, and it starts growling. Its flowering appendages unfurl to reveal the face of a manticore. It narrows its feline eyes at you and rumbles in warning as it stands to its full, terrifying height. You figured out where the egg came from. With your arms full of egg, you can't really fight. Your choices are limited. I can either keep the egg and run, fight the manticore, or throw the egg and run. No, unfortunately, there have been some dropped frames, Chrono. Sorry, it does appear to be on my end. But as long as we're still connected, I'm going to keep going. I think I'm going to throw the egg and run. As much as I would love to have the challenges here, I don't actually want to make the critters angrier. Alright. Yeah, no, it's not actually a Twitch issue. It is actually my connection issue, but we're pretty good. I'm going to throw the egg and run. We're going to see what happens. Oh. You toss the egg and run. The manticore takes a swing at you with its big crushing claw, but quickly turns its attention to making sure the egg is undamaged. You get away, but the whole experience probably shaved a year off your life. I'm just trying to think, because, like, I obviously have the meta goal of getting along better with the planet and the creatures on it. But Solana, I guess she's not as desperate for food. Like, you know, we're not starving to death. We don't need the egg the same way, so. I'll get this ripe blue bobber fruit. There's another critter over here, and at some point we'll go... How are we doing over here? Stress is 55. We'll see what we got going on here. Something about the ground here draws your attention. It's oddly lumpy. What's up with that? Perception challenge. Pretty good start. Two, 3. I don't know how well this is going to work out for me, but we'll see what happens. Oh, hold on. Sophie, baby! Come on in, kitten. We have a cat. Would you like to see? If she wants to be seen, Sophie. Oh, she says no. Okay, well. Sophie says no. If she comes back around, I will bring her up here. Sophie is here, though. All right. All right. 16. Well, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. Not too bad. It's not a super goal, but it'll do. First collectible use is free, though. I wonder if I could. Or... No. Yeah, first collectible use is free, so we're gonna do this. Darn, I thought that might be enough, but it was not, in fact, enough. Darn. However... Oh. Oh. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. I guess no super goal this time. Darn. No skill changes, boo. Whoa, it's a potato minefield. Underground, the recent rain has swelled the young melons to bursting. You better watch where you step, or you'll end up knee-deep in potato juice. The good news is they're tasty, so I can either forage one or enjoy a break. I'm going to use a break, which I think will probably lower my stress. Yep. I don't need to go back for the blep just yet. Most of the potato aren't ripe yet, but you find a good one and tap into its membranous rind. Inside, its juice is sweet and cool. You relax here for a while, sipping fresh potato juice and spitting out its seeds. Okay, so this is because we're not starving to death. I don't have to worry about harvesting this food, so I can just chill out here and eat that. Okay, so this also doesn't take me to the boss thing, which is what I want. I want to get to the... We will go back for the blep eventually. But I'm going to see what I can do here. Oh, it's your field of butter dandies. Hello, gorgeous flowers. You enjoy a few minutes taking in the majesty of the carpet of beautiful flowers. So I can either pick them all, just take one, or enjoy them without picking. I like the flowers, but I could gather a lot of flowers, so I'm just going to take one. This is a thing is, perception challenges mean that you may be able to get additional points and things, especially if you get a super goal. Yeah. So, but I don't want to just be a clear cut person. Like, I don't want to just destroy things. So I'm gonna just take one. You find the tallest, most perfect yellow flower and leave the rest. No need to be greedy. All right, we got a critter here. Your path is blocked by a massive 8-legged xenofauna. Something between a spider and squid and a bear. It's in a rage, grunting furiously and bashing itself against trees and rocks at random. You duck and hide as it glares in your direction, its breath heaving and dozens of eyes gleaming with madness. It's the same soft pink and purple you recognize from the multi-legged Ricky that live in this area, but so much larger. Could this be a related species? I cannot fight it, but I could sing to it. I'm gonna sing to it. I think I've done this one before, but I'm gonna do it again. All right, critter. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Could be worse, but it's okay. I don't have a really great hand this time, unfortunately. +2 bonus to pairs. Okay, well that's good to know. Thought of the thumper. It's close, but we got it. I did get it. Oh, 2, 3, 4. I didn't even realize I was putting together. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, Foolish Flames. It is interesting to think the last time that we were here, we were desperately trying to find every bit of food we could get, and now like we have the luxury of just taking it easy. It's a very different experience. No skill changes. Boo. This is a strange approach, but you've seen it work in vids. Sometimes music can soothe the savage beast. You sing a lullaby, and the great beast looks at you with curiosity. Eventually, its eyes drift closed, and it settles down, tucking its many legs underneath it. It must have been very tired to begin with, like a toddler who skipped their nap. Yes. All right, we're going to leave it. I got an empathy point. You leave the creature and move on. Okay, how are we doing? We have 70, so we're going to go back and get that, which is only going to give us 15 in total. So I don't know that we're going to be able to do everything that I want to do here, but that's okay. It happens. We're going to chew some blup leaves, which probably will have consequences, but that's fine. No wonder adults keep kids stuff away from this stuff. It could be addictive. All right. I don't think we have enough energy to make it, unfortunately, to the pollen. But I'm going to try. Am I going the right way? Is this the right way? Did I take a right turn? You think we're almost there? Hold on. What we're going to do is, because there's one more that's a dead end thing here, and that may be potentially a thing to heal. So we're going to find out. So I'm going to see if we can pick up this leaf, this flower. A herd of float cow are grazing nearby. You watch them peacefully bob along, occasionally releasing streams of urine or clouds of helium to maintain a steady height. So I could either capture one or milk one. I'm pretty sure I wasn't able to do that last time. I wonder what happens if I try to capture one. I'm gonna see what happens. Plus 3 bonus. Oh, this is hard. Oh no, man. I don't have as many points in animals as I'm gonna need here, I guess. Well, it's fine. All right. Ah, shoot. Well, that's okay. That was worth trying. Oh, wait. What happens if I do this? So that's 28. What was it if I had 24? Okay, we're gonna do that. Yeah, we'll do that. So that counts. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're good. Okay. What is a flush? Oh, okay. That's really nice, actually. Okay. Excellent. I will take it. Because that was a really hard challenge. I don't know that I need... I lost a kudos. I didn't even see that I used my kudos one. Okay. I got a float cow. I got some kudos. I think I've already done this one before. So I'm not actually going to do this one. As useful as that is, I'm more interested in being able... Like, I don't need kudos, and I'm more interested in being able to make it to the pollen. So we're going to go to the pollen, which is the pollen this way. We'll see if we can do it. Is this the right way? Oh, shoot. Instead of the pollen, we've got a beast. Oh, this is a shortcut. Okay. Either that or I took a long cut. All right. Well, there's a manticore out there. I wonder if the manticore is what the caterpillar turned into. Okay. A bristle slug is rooting around in the underbrush. It's like a little porcupine with no legs. Well, little is relative. It comes up to your waist and it must be at least 100 kilograms. That's not a little porcupine. You've seen a few of these up at Geoponics. They're easy to catch, and their spines and berries just naturally fall off and are edible. A chewy, renewable source of food, kind of like jerky. Maybe you could catch this one? Oh man, I don't get to kill things. I just do not have points in combat. So I could observe it, try to catch it. I could try to catch it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't have that many points in animals. Actually, I do know. I do have a lot of points in animals. Well, we'll see what happens if we try to catch it. This might be exhausting and a bad idea. 6, 8, 3. Maybe not. I have a lot of 3s, but a bunch of those are not 3s. So that's 3, 3, 5, 13. It's not very good. Okay, what happens if I do this though? 19. It's a start. Oh, hold on. Yeah, okay, so that's 22. That's not... I don't think that's good enough. Oh, hold on. Wait. Hold on, no. 6, 7. 22. 22. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna keep going. All right. 8. 5. 4. 4. I'm not gonna be able to do this. Oh, hold on. Actually, this might work. Oh my gosh, it's so close. Ugh. I do have some logs. Yeah, I can just put a log down on something. Oh, hold on. We're gonna do this. Okay. That worked. All right. All right. We'll take that win. No skill changes, alas. Pretty sure this one is a female because it has bristles on its butt as well as its head. Her eyes are a deep green. You think you'll call her Emerald? She seems calm in the net, like she isn't too worried about where she might be going. You crouch down with a clump of leaves and she sticks her muzzle through the net and eats them right out of your hand. Her whiskers tickle. You pat her forehead and pack her off to the geoponics barns. You could go visit her there later if you like. Oh, I wonder if she's going to be a pet. That would be really exciting, actually. I would be really excited. I do appreciate that you can pick up these things. Alright, so this doesn't look like I can do the, it doesn't look like the topiaries have loaded this time around. That's fine. Alright, folks, are you ready to see what happens when we face down the boss? The Valley of Vertigo spans a huge and relatively safe area, so it's rare to see other foragers out here. It's surprising, then, to come across Utopia and 2 other foragers crouching in the underbrush. Psst, Solana, Utopia hisses, beckoning you over. Get over here. You slink over to the other foragers. Through a gap in the underbrush, you spot a terrific sight. A fully grown manticore has fallen into a nest of at least 20 snap bladders, and they're engaged in what looks like a battle to the death. I've got 10 kudos on the snap bladders, she says. I fell into a nest once. I was laid up in the med bay for a week. Yeah, I do wonder, Blue Glass, if it's only available during pollen. I don't remember if I came here during pollen last time. Poor manticore, one of the other foragers says. What a way to go, the last forager snorts. Who cares? After what they did to Hal, every manticore can rot for all I care. This is the first time we've heard anything about what happened to Hal. Ooh. The manticore roars in pain as it's torn apart by the whip-fast, hungry snap bladders. Welp, I can bet on the manticore, bet on the snap bladder, or help that manticore. We just learned out that manticore, or that manticores were what killed our teacher and mentor to some degree, Hal. Nobody has mentioned that before. They just had to, I believe they had to disinfect The engineering wing, if that's if I'm correct, that's what happened. I might help the manticore. I have no in-character explanation for this. Let's see if I can come up with one. It's being tortured to death. It's being killed horribly. It's a terrible way to go. I don't think Solana could just sit there and watch something be tortured to death in front of her. Even this particular manticore. We don't know that this manticore killed Hal. And even if he did, I don't think Solana could stomach just watching a creature being tortured to death. So we're going to help that manticore. How's that for an in-character defense? First collectible use is free. Yeah, I like that. Well, in that case... I could just do that. 4, 5, 6. All right, next round. Hold on, I'm gonna try this. 17, this is not good though. I'm not doing super well. I'm drawing bad luck cards. That's 20. What was this? 17. Okay, yeah, 20. Then the real question is, am I going to be able to get 26? I don't know. We'll see. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 3. Okay. I have 5 blobber fruits. I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. All right, folks, are you ready? We're gonna defend this critter. Would have liked a super goal, but that's fine. How did I get a kudos? Oh, best score? Okay, that was the best possible score. The game didn't believe I could do it. Thanks, game. Utopia tries to stop you as you burst through the underbrush, dedicating yourself to being the best distraction your weak, fragile human body can be. Enough of the snap bladders turn their focus on you that the manticore is easily able to pick the others off. Crunch, munch, snap. Off go enough heads in the manticore's powerful jaws that the survivors cut their losses, disappearing back into their burrow. Helping an animal. That is what happened. Oh my god, is this Solana pointing at it like it's a YouTuber thumbnail? That looks like it, yeah. Now you find yourself face to face with the manticore, Vertumna's perfect murder machine. It looks at you quizzically. You look back. You feel a weird connection to this creature. Oh my god, I'm so excited about this. Suddenly the manticore roars, lunging at you and lashing its great mane. Wisely, you scream in terror and get the hell away. Luckily, the manticore is too wounded to bother chasing you. You and the other foragers make it away without injury. I'm going to keep exploring. Well, that was exciting. That was really exciting. Okay, well, we could either go lasso a float cow, or we could deal with the Vernicki. Hold on, we're gonna see what the Vernicki is. I'm satisfied with that as what we did. curious Ricky blocks your path. It's acting strange. It keeps scurrying up trees and hanging upside down to get a different angle to look at you, then dropping down when you try to pass underneath. It may be small, but it's at least attempting to be intimidating. That must mean something. I'm gonna approach it. I'm gonna see what this one does. Alright, well that's pretty nice. Okay, so that's locked. Value is wild. Okay. $25. Yeah, that's not gonna have the highest value, so we're gonna do this next round. Okay, I only have to get 6. Well, that could be worse. 6, 5, 4. It's a super goal. All right. I got a point in bravery. The Ricky runs up your leg. It's a giant spider thing and it's got weird tentacles and get it off. The urge to dance around and shake it off is almost uncontrollable, but you manage to keep your cool. The Ricky tastes you with its tentacle feeler legs, but doesn't look interested in causing you harm. It pokes at your backpack, trying to get in, then gives up and scurries off. Okay. So we can either do the Ricky, which gives us a point in that, or we can get a float cow. Did we say I had brought a float cow back last time? Because I feel like the float cow one might be more beneficial to me because I get kudos and points and a float cow. I don't think so. No, I have the card from lassoing a float cow with my dad, I thought. Or something else. Like, I thought I'd had lassoing a float cow for a long time. I didn't think I'd had that one. So I don't think I had that many points in animals until recently. And I thought I'd had that card for a long time. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I haven't... I don't know. Like, am I missing... Does anyone remember? But is that the only way to get that card? Yeah, I thought I got that card from hanging out with my dad. I didn't think I'd done a lassoing a float cow here. So I'm inclined to say let's go up and lasso the float cow because I think that's more beneficial. Not that I have anything to do with kudos. I'm like rolling in kudos right now. It's actually really funny how many kudos I have. Just thinking through. Because I got kudos and a card and... Because yeah, this one gave me a point in animals and a point in something else. You know what? Because I can only do one of these two things. Yeah, that's what I thought Rainy means, is that I thought that I only got, I thought I got that float cow one with my dad, because I didn't have enough points in animals to do anything else with float cows. Okay. Do you not elaborate? Do you recommend that I do the float cow? Or this one right here? Yes, it's chat hat time. That means you get to answer. Float cow or Ricky? Do 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 Does anybody else have a preference, or is it just Akisame and Chrono both voting for the cow? No opinion from Rainy. Anyone else? Otherwise, okay, Nick has no preference. Whooper has no idea. Okay, well, the two people who have preferences say cow, and Ampy is going to go ahead and go with cow. All right, cow. Cow. I appreciate you folks respecting my request to not elaborate on that as well, because there may be a mechanical thing that I don't understand. There may be a story thing I don't understand. And I don't want to know that. But because I can't make up my mind, I'm letting chat decide for me. Like a true streamer. Amazing. All right. Float cow. We're going to capture a float cow, which I didn't think I'd done before. Okay. 16, 19, oh, I think I'm gonna want that. I'll keep the unchangeable one. New round. Let's see how this goes. Oh, that's unchangeable. Darn. There we go. That's more like it. Okay. Next round. I'm going to just double this one to 12 because I can. Why not? And then I can do a bunch of 5s. Let's see what happens if we just do a bunch of 5s. Still not enough. Hold on. All right. I only need 2. I'm running lower on logs. I could do this. And I could put that on the one that's 13 and make it. Just things it doesn't does it matter? All right, we got it. We got it. Oh, and it doubled this because yes, it doubled this because this one went up 1, but then it gets doubled. So instead of being 13, it was 14. Nice. Okay. Sweet. I will take that. I don't remember how I won this one last time, but I think I drew different cards. Okay. I got pissed on by this cow. Well, howdy, Utopia says when you bring... Hold on, sorry. So I didn't read these out loud. Eventually, you pick out one young female that looks underfed and moves more slowly than the others. She seems like an outcast. The others won't let her eat, and they keep chasing and harassing her. She should be easier to catch, and as malnutritioned as she is, maybe easier to tame. You get a lasso around her and hold her down while she whinnies in terror and releases her pistol ass to try to get away. You're in the blast radius, but you hold firm. You're able to bob her along behind you all the way back to the depot. It's like a balloon, except it's a cow. Well, howdy, Utopia says when you bring the float cow in. What do we have here? Why, you're a real cowgirl, Solana. I'm a mite jealous. She inspects the tired float cow. She's looking a little under the weather, Utopia proclaims. Here's hoping we can nurse her back to health back on the ranch. I'll take her back myself. You can come and see her anytime in geoponics. I hope that it's not that she's sick and she's going to get all the other float cows sick, and the reason why these float cows were bullying her is to make her go away so that she didn't get them all sick, but she's going to get ours sick. But we'll find out. That'll be exciting, won't it? All right, we spent the month exploring. We got perception. We have maxed out perception, my goodness. Granted, that's only with the bonus, but still. And our biology has gone up. All right. It's glow. Are you ready for glow? Oh, I can't do the thing with my dad this time. Because he's inside. Darn it! Hello, Dis. Oh, my dad's over there. Okay. Dis looks up at the dark sky, illuminated by the fungal glow coming from the forest. Do you think it's going to make a difference? He asks, not looking at you. The soldiers, the walls, the explosives. They're going to keep coming harder and harder until we're dead. Oh, I like this song. Let's go talk to Dad. Do I not have animals 80 or greater? Oh, my animals are 77. Darn it. You spot your dad standing stock still, his eyes closed and head tilted to listen. Hey, Gooseberry, he says, recognizing you just from the sound of your footsteps. Have you ever paid attention to the planet during glow? It feels different. He blinks his eyes open. It's like a hum, he continues. Maybe from the plants. Heck, maybe the wormhole? I don't think he was out before because I don't think my mom wanted him to be. I'm not sure. I might be misremembering, but... Cal. Cal looks troubled as you enter the gardens. Do you hear that? He asks, cocking his head to the side. Usually all the critters make more noise than this. I wonder what's going on. I'm gonna give him some bobber fruit, maybe. I don't know. No, I'm gonna sit on it. Because I'm gonna have some really hard thing to do. Don't have a fun nature fact for you yet, Cal. Sorry. God, I like the song. Wow. Hi, Tange. Tange is standing with her arms crossed, gazing out into the gloom. I cannot help but be a little comforted by the presence of the soldiers, she says. Perhaps we'll stand a better chance during the next attack. I don't know that that's going to happen. I really like... This is a different song. I don't think this is the song it played in Glow before. Anemone... Oh, Anemone has nothing to say about it being Glow. Vase says. He frowns. If you always knew the attacks were coming during Glow, why weren't you Stratos better prepared? That's just common sense. He's so unlikable. I want the crystal cluster. I want that crystal cluster. Do you see that crystal cluster? I want that, but I don't get it. Oh, I can't just talk to her. Okay, wow. All right. Is there anyone that I haven't talked to who's out and about? Looks like Mars and Rex went inside. Right. I do want to take a look and see if I can see my critter that I got last time. My porcupine? Emerald, I think is what I named her. Oh, no, I can't. Alright. You know, I'm gonna let you folks... Again, don't elaborate. Would you rather I rest on the wall or rest inside? Oh, that's right. Nomi, I haven't seen Nomi out here. They must be scared. Staying inside. Oh man. You folks want me to rest inside. All right. Is there anyone who wants to vote for resting outside? Because otherwise, I will go ahead and rest inside. And some of you know and some of you don't know what's going on in this game. So this is as much... Well, except Blue Glass, that I know that some of the folks who are saying this have not played the game before. So, if I relax in the lounge, I don't... Oh, it raises my friendship with Rex. Okay, well, at least there is somebody in there for me to raise my friendship with. Not that I really need to raise my friendship with Rex, but it'll happen. All right, folks, are you ready to see how Glow goes? Let's do it. I do kind of feel like we've run out of events on the wall. So let's relax in the lounge. The old lounge is toast. What was left over from the attack last Glow was destroyed by the crash. Destroyed in the crash. The new lounge just isn't the same. You miss the beanbags and the walls covered with art you scrawled as kids. Someday this place will feel like the heart of the colony again, but right now it just reminds you of how chaotic and horrible this past year has been. Okay. That is a good bit of world building that I don't think I'd really processed. I don't actually want to lose either of these. Hiding in the crush was a bad memory. And 2 is not super useful, and unchangeable is seldom useful. And it does seem to pop up a lot. So I may regret this, but I'm going to forget that memory. Yes, we will forget hiding in the crush. We're replacing this with a new trauma. Here we go. You're relaxing in your quarters with your dad when you hear the colony siren. The enemy is here. Your dad looks up from his novel. Huh, seems early this year. We should head to the shelter in the lounge. You've been drilling on new evacuation procedures for the past month. There's no need to be a hero now that there are so many new soldiers from the Helio. It's probably best if you just follow instructions and head to the lounge with your dad. Yeah, but my bravery only needs to be 30. Okay, so in character, Solana could be traumatized and not want to have anything to do with it and just pretend that it's not happening. Or she could need to see for herself that we're safe. She doesn't feel safe. She doesn't trust in the Helio soldiers. I'm going to rush to the front lines. Oh man. Oh, I don't think I ever realized that our defense guy is Rhett is wearing chaps. Oh, I'm good. I'm heroic. You muster with the rest of the defense forces at the gates. Rhett and Lum are arguing about what tactics to employ. Lum keeps trying to rally the soldiers with a heartening speech about giving it everything they've got. All the drones, all the explosives. And Rhett keeps cutting in, we don't need to take any big risks, Rhett insists. It's a smaller attack and we have more than enough plas rifles and turrets. We should save our other resources for when we do need them. This is concerning. Alright, interpersonal conflict might be the death of us all. Why do things halfway? Lum exclaims. We need to get in there and kick their asses back to the goo they came from. We need to show people that we have everything under control for morale. Rhett tries one more time to wrest control of the forces back from Lum, but Lum cuts him off. Fire the explosive rounds, he orders. Arm the charges. Lum is not a strategist. He is not a strategist at all. He's like, I'm going to super goal this glow attack. So help me. Lum, no. Lum, no. Shells scream through the permanent night, followed by explosions you feel vibrate up through your boots. The Helios are unfazed, but you and the other Strato guards exchange nervous looks. You hear yelling, then another boom as the secondary explosives detonate. The baying of bloodthirsty animals reaches your ear. Then Lum holds his finger to his hear speak. Great work. Just the stragglers incoming. Opening the gates. Don't open the gates. Oh my god, he is dangerous. He is bad at his job, which they do make it clear that he is not qualified for the position that he has. You know, but we're going to do an easy combat challenge, which is a strange feeling here. But okay, so that's 15. That's 18. I don't know how that was 18. But it is. 3, 4, 7. We're going to go with that. Eight. 9. Well, then we're going to see what happens if I do this. That's also 19. I really want to get rid of playing sports ball. That is my least favorite card. I'm going to hang on to these two for now. I'm going to go with that for now. Yeah. Okay, sweet. Six, 5. Why stop there? 4. Oh, man. That was easy. All right, Lum, I'm going to super goal even if you don't. Oh, points in combat. That's exactly what I need. Oh, I got kudos. Great. You face off against a lesser Xeno, some kind of finned, semi-aquatic thing already half dead and limping doggedly through the gates. It's almost comical how easy it is to stun and kill it. By the time you're done, the other soldiers have dispatched the rest of the creatures. Smoke drifts in from the battlefield from the explosions, an acrid scent of triumph. This is going to come back and bite us in the ass. I am positive they're going to do something because we did this overkill with everything we've got. They'll come back next year prepared for the overkill and we won't have everything we've got. After the attack, Lum gathers everyone in the lounge and holds a big celebration for the soldiers. There's feasting and drinking and songs of valor, and as the party goes on long into the night, some drift away in pairs, or more. Mars and Rex keep the dancing going. Even Anemone seems to relax, especially when the other cadets invite her to drink with them. Okay, so she has signed up officially as a cadet. She's going to be a soldier. I suppose that makes sense. I wonder if we're going to get a second attack while we're drunk and partying. Nope. +1 colony defense. Tonight, everyone seems convinced that this victory means the colony will be safe forever. Maybe it will be. You sure want to believe it, too. All right, well, we did that. Whew. That's right, the sun medallion was a whole thing. Staying cool. Fixing rundown tech. Hooked on your hollow palm. Brain trainer. Thought of the thumper. Helping an animal. We befriended Nomi and unfriended Nomi. Befriended Rex. Befriended Tangent. Befriended Cal, Mars, and Anemone a little bit. Our stress is at 0. Overall, we lost 4 kudos. Yes, no, Solana does not believe that. See, we are more rebellious. Food went up. It's interesting, those are not capitalized. Food went up and defense went up. Look at this. Look. This is the explosion, and this is a wormhole. Game ends at end of age 19. Okay, this is age 16. So we're going to have 17, 18, and 19. 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so we've got 4 years to do whatever it is that we're going to do. I want to go exploring some more, though. I want to talk to people. It is 10. It is time for me to shut down. It is. And I should. I'm just really excited about seeing the drama. Yes, well, we will do a second playthrough, and then we'll figure out if we do more playthroughs from there, how this goes. But that was pretty exciting. I'm pretty satisfied with it. And like, so it's really like, for me, it's satisfying to not try to min-max things that are character related, especially since Solana has become enough of a character that I can make decisions based on her character. So the situation with Nomi, I did not befriend Nomi more, which I could have then, and I did not help Nomi, and that could have far-reaching effects as far as Nami's integration into the rest of the community, Nami's confidence in their own creativity, my creativity, like all of these things could be different, and I cut them off this time. So I don't know, it's interesting. So we have maxed out perception and we have maxed out creativity. And it is in fact saying perception and creativity are off the charts, which is true. So we'll see. We haven't had... I wonder if the portraits will change one more time at like age 17 or 18 into an adult portrait. Wait. Okay, Nugget is so cute. Nugget is so cute and so serious. Okay, well, we did what we could. I'm curious how things are going to go from here. Still a few people we haven't met yet. Probably because I didn't... It's probably there's other jobs or tasks or things that I'm not taking. That's curious. That's very curious. So, I don't know, man. I am curious to see what happens. Well, it's actually probably should be Nougat, but it's funnier to call a child Nugget. So the child is called a Nugget. Yes, she's like a McNugget. She's a precious little nugget, and I'm pretty sure that's why they named her that. Pretty sure they knew that it was cute. We're gonna save properly. Just because I didn't save it all for the rest of the stream, and there were things I might have done a little differently if I had, so there's dangers not saving. So anyway, I think that's that. Mission accomplished, everything's fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Next glow is going to be a disaster, I think, but that's fine. We'll be fine. We will just have to join with Mars in a terrible rebellion against the useless guy in charge specifically. But yeah, I'm going to shut down and have some tea, I think, because I feel like I'm beginning to lose my voice a bit. Which probably also means I need to clean off my desk because there's probably dust around here. Anyway, thank you all so much. That was fun. I appreciate you all letting me make, letting me ask you when I can't make up my mind between two choices which one I should do. It's the only chance you get to steer my direction. It's a very special thing. Thank you all for being here. If anyone new is here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. To all you folks who are always here, I'm always happy to see you. And yes, no stream Thursday. There's an event I'd like to go to. And I'll be taking the following Thursday off because it's Halloween. And yes, if you're not yet on our Discord server, please feel free to join. We would love to have you. I'm beginning to talk about reviving our old Secret Santa. So you could get in on that once I work out the details. All right, folks. I will see you lovely, lovely people another time. Bye.